Let us look at the example of static members of a class. So first of all, we will see static data members. So for that, I will write a class called test. And inside this class, I will declare public members. Everything I'll make public. And first is a data member A and static data member, that is count. Then I will provide a constructor for this class that is non-parameterized, and I will say A assign 10 and count plus plus. That's it. So a class is having two data members, one is A and a count, and it is initializing A as 10 and count plus plus. See, this is a static member. As already I have explained you that this will be a common data member for all the classes, and this is not initialized to anything. I must declare this a static member outside the class once again, saying that integer and the scope resolution is test and the variable name is count, and I will make it as 0. So it is like a global variable but with this local scope of test class, means this will be accessible only inside the test class. So this is a global variable. Okay, global variable, there will be only one copy of a global variable but available throughout the program, but we want it to be available only inside the test class. If I create an object of class test t1 as well as t2, then for both these objects there will be a single count variable, but there will be a separate data member A. For both these objects, separate data member A will be created and count will be a common variable for both. So let us see. I will display count, cout t1 dot count, and also I will say cout t2 dot count, and here I will say endl, and here also endl. Let us run the program and see what happens. Count value is 2. See, if it is doing count plus plus, then there should be count value as 1 if it is individually created for each object, but it is 2. Now let me continue here and say t1 dot count assign 25. See, I am changing the value of count of t1, but I will display t2 dot count and so I have modified t1's count, but I'll be displaying t2's count. So let us see what should be the value of t2's count. It's also 25. This is 25. So it means there is a single count variable for both these objects. Even I don't have to use an object name for accessing that count. I can say test scope resolution count. I will display this one. Let us run this one. Again I got 25. So it means there is a single count variable which can be accessed using objects also and also using class name. So these are static data members. Now next let us look at static functions of a class. I have a class. In this one I will declare a static function inside a class. Static int get count. So this will return the value of count. So let us say return count. Now one more thing. Before this, let us write a plus plus. Let us see what happens. See, the function is declared as a static and is accessing A, which is not static. This is not static. So invalid use of member A in static member function. So compiler says that you cannot use non-static members inside static function. So static function can access only static data members. So return count is correct. Now without all these things, if I simply say cout test scope resolution get count, which will return the value of count, and I will display here. Yeah, I got the value as 2. Count is 2. If I mention endl, then it will be next line. Yeah, this is 2. So this shows that a static member function can be called just using the class name, and even you can use it over a object get count. So static functions can be called upon a class as well as upon an object. So static members are usually useful for static members of a class. They belong to a class, they don't belong to an object. So I will show in the next video, I will show you some examples how this static can be used.